Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, senators recommend the filing of charges against Health Secretary Francisco Duque, former PhilHealth Chief Ricardo Morales, and other top PhilHealth officials over alleged rampant corruption in the agency. Following Malacanang's assurance that the country will not blacklist companies involved in the South China Sea incursion, China says all projects in the Philippines will continue as planned. And later, the president names a new Philippine National Police chief. What changes can he bring to the police force? Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque and incoming PNP Chief Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan join us live. President Rodrigo Duterte names Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan as the next Philippine National Police Chief. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año says that the president carefully studied his credentials. But the new PNP chief is set to retire in November. What does he plan to accomplish in the next 2 months? Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have PNP Chief Camilo Cascolan. General Cascolan, thank you so much for your time, sir. Welcome to The Source.
Yes, thank you very much, Pinky. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to you, Pinky.
Congratulations to you. You have 2 months as PNP Chief. General, what is the first order of business for you?
Well, first order would be, of course, improving and enhancing all the things that we've done. I've been always a part of this continuing service to the Filipino people. And at the same time, sabi ko nga ho, what I said was, this is not my first day, not just my first day. It has been a continuing service since day one of my becoming an officer or a second lieutenant then. My first order will be, of course, to cleanse the ranks, improve, enhance what we have been doing. That is, 1 is anti-drug campaign, number 2 is internal cleansing, and number 3 is the moral and welfare, or at the same time, the discipline of our people.
Do you plan to implement any reshuffling within the PNP, sir?
Well, Pinky, I have no intention of reshuffling whatsoever. There will be no revamp, except for those maybe who will be retiring soon. There will be a lot of officers who will be retiring. Some of them will be my classmates actually in PMA 86, and I will follow suit in November 10.
That's right. In fact, General, some would say this position was some sort of an uphill battle for you because, back then, General Albayalde relieved you as Metro Manila Police Chief just after a month in position. Kumbaga parang posibleng you can say naudlot yon dahil isang buwan ka lang nanungkulan. Just 2 things on that, sir. Ano ho ba nangyari doon sa issue na yon? And number 2, what did you want to implement then that you can implement now as chief of the PNP?
Well, you know what, Pinky? Odi is my classmate. General Albayalde is my classmate. He's also my minister, basically, and even a battalion mate in PMA. He is a Charlie company and I'm Delta company. I will not delve much on it because those were personal differences. But there are a lot of things that I implemented in NCRPO. I was there only for around 5 weeks, and it was just like more than a year to me. And one thing that I wanted was first is the duty schedule of our people, the 8 hours duty, 8 hours big patrol of our people on the ground. I know for a fact that our people are very tired in a 12-hour shift, and then they go on a 12-hour refresh or bakasyon of duty. It's sometimes when you go to 1 to 12 hours of duty, you get so tired. Sometimes on the 8th hour, you are not able to arrest anything anymore. They go to the extent that 12 hours is being halved into 6, 2 shiftings. That's why instead of getting the maximum number of personnel going around NCRPO, you only have half of it. That could be, let's say it's 200, they will only be 100 at any point in time during the 6 hours. Kasi yan yung ginagawa nila dahil napapagod na sila. What I did was to have a pilot, most especially in Batasan. It was a 8 hours beat patrol in Batasan. And then they go on leave. The others go on 8 hours beat patrol, and then at the same time, the 4 hours, to complete the shift of the 4 hours, they have 4 hours reserved. But in so doing, you have a lot of teams that you have to dedicate into it. Yun. 8 hours duty, 24 hours off, or 8 hours duty, 4 hours reserved, 24 hours off. You have your time to document the rest that you did for the first 8 hours in the next 4 hours. It still is a 12-hour shift. Pero 8 hours beat patrol, 4 hours reserved, documenting all your arrests, doing all the things that you need to do. And then when you go home, you spend time, 24 hours with your family. Then you go back to duty. Now, if you are in a faraway place, let's say, for example, you're doing your duty in Malabon and you are from Pasay City, I go with what I call localization. As much as possible, if I will not be able to assign you in your place of residence, at least I would be able to assign you 30 minutes from your place of residence. Yan yung ginagawa natin po noon na Pinky doon sa NCRPO. And the second one is that as much as possible, I have my own time to watch and look discreetly at everybody, and especially in all other places like precinct, so that I would be able to know what they really need. After my plan was supposed to have a 1 month or 1 month inspection of all places, of all stations, and there were a lot of stations that were actually dilapidated. The same time has no, the moral and welfare is very low. The moral is very low. The PNP welfare is not being looked at. And at the same time, as well, I was even able to find out that jails or jails in these places are not, are way below standard. Way below standard. Those are the things that I've seen. There was even, ito yung tinitingnan natin yung moral nila, yung welfare nila. I do not school them in front of other people. As much as possible, I teach them what they have to learn. Pwede ko silang pagalitan, but I want to tell them that this is supposed to be done. This is the way it is to be done. Yun dapat yun. That's why I impose to them what I call them managing police operations, Pinky. It covers anti-criminality, external and internal. When I say internal, it's the internal cleansing. When I say external, it's law enforcement, anti-insurgency, and anti-terrorism. These are the things that, this is the operational strategy of the PNP that I implemented in NCRPO. But above all of it, I was able to see that to improve the performance of your people, you should be able to look after the welfare, boost the morale. Kaya nga, Pinky, when during the third week, I was able to find that crime decreased by more than 20%. It was more or less 23 to 24% then that crimes decreased in that period, comparing to the same period last year.
But just going back to how many months you have left, General, dalawang buwan, you have so many plans. There are, of course, programs you want to implement. Magagawa niyo ho kaya ito as soon as possible because time is not on your side.
Yes, Pinky, time is still on my side. This is a service that I've been continuing ever since. I just would say, EMPO is already being implemented in the PNP. So that alone, they were able to see what are the administrative responsibilities, what are the administrative needs, how would they be able to respond to the operational strategy, and that's how it was done. That is why, in my 2 months, maybe the moral and welfare would be very, very important to me. That is how I would be able to improve the performance. And so maybe we would be able to exact the discipline we need from them.
General Cascolan, we need to take a very short break. The Source will be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, incoming PNP Chief Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan. General, I heard you a while ago when you said that you will improve or enhance, rather, existing programs of the police force. However, is your strategy on the war on drugs Will that be any different?
Well, you know what, Pinky? The strategy on the drugs, the war on drugs, was last 2016 year. So this double barrel needs to be evaluated now, and it should be evaluated in such a way that there should be a technical working group that will be able to discuss the lapses and everything that has to be done. I hope that in transition, I would be able to evaluate properly this double barrel, and come up maybe with a new phase of the anti-drug war. This is very much important into the main problem of our society today is drugs. No other problem would be able to increase crimes except drugs. No other problem would be able to increase sometimes domestic problems except for drugs. Yan po ngayon ang pinakamalaki. That's why I wish that I would be able to evaluate it properly, come up with a contingency plan, and come up with a new phase of the anti-drug war.
And because you've been there, General, what is this new phase that you want to see, or what is it that you have evaluated in the past that you feel needs some sort of improvement?
Well, first of all, we should focus much more now with high-value individuals. The link network that the president has been showing us is very useful. That's why we have to develop more link networks, come up with analysis of who really are involved. I am the chairman of the adjudication board on drugs, and we are actually evaluating it very keenly. Alam nyo, you know what, Pinky? It's very, very hard to analyze each and every individual, every activity that they have done. We wish that we would be able to be fair and just to everybody, most especially with regard to arrest, and sometimes to the extent of basically having a shootout with these people. We want to focus on high-value targets, high-value individuals that really affects and increases the drug problem in our country. We hope that we would be able to periodically evaluate it, come up with new contingencies, new initiatives, innovations that would be able to at least help out in our drug problem. I didn't say that we may be able, we will stop it or be able to stop it in a zero incident. But what we want is really for these drugs not at least to decrease at this point in time.
But would you say, General, that you saw a number, or would you say that violations on the war of drugs were what? Were they rampant? Ganun ho ba yun?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that the program was done in 2016. It's still the same program. We should be able to come up with innovations. We need to inject more. We need to be more focused. We need to have more trained drug enforcement units. We need to have unit trainings when it comes to arrest, case build-up, and maybe operations on investigations or drugs. That's what I'm saying. We need more focused units on this kind of incident, considering that this is the number one program of our good president.
General, just a very quick question before you go. Wanted to ask you about this because this came out in Minda News, sir. One of the victims in the Cabacan massacre was able to actually speak allegedly to one of the relatives before dying, and that victim actually said that the police were behind the killings. What do you know about this, General? At tututukan niyo ho ba ito?
Yes, if that will be the case, we will investigate that, Pinky. We will come up with a investigating team that will look into that matter. Of course, dying persons are sometimes have what we say is you must take their statements are actually true. We will investigate that, and we will come up with a result of that investigation.
PNP, incoming PNP Chief Camilo Cascolan. Sir, good luck to you at maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you, Pinky. Thank you po sa lahat ng nakikinig.
And we'll be taking another short break. We're going to have presidential spokesperson Harry Roque next. We'll be right back.